Okay, it has come to my attention that we need to get this man out on the tier list. Alright, why all of a sudden do I want to do him? I don't know, probably because he's the most common character in PvP right now, and we all know why. What's up everybody, we're Expert, and yeah, today we're going to be doing a little tier list video, and we're going to be nice. We're going to be covering Purgatory Bond today, because why not, literally, I got nothing better to do. So, I'm not going to run down anything. We all know where he is. We all know how he works. This man is an actual GOAT tier unit. Everyone knows that. Unfortunately, he's been a GOAT for too long. Because he's just a fucking piece of actual trash. But yeah, this has the point. There's nothing else to really say about him. Because we all know what he does. But if you really don't, he has an AoE detonate card that scales off HP. He has a buff that gives him more HP and healing a little bit. And he has a ult at 6/6. It's a rupture ult and it scales off HP. And guess what? He has a lot of HP. Does he have gear on? He does. Yeah, you want HP crit with him, otherwise you're just retarded. Sorry about that. And yeah, his passive, every time he moves an ult gauge or gains an ult gauge, he gets more HP, which is insane. And it's a holy relic, increases HP for every dead ally. So yeah, he's kind of a problem. And this is the person we're going to be covering today. So let's go ahead and, you know, talk about it. And yeah, let's go put him on a tier list and see exactly where he stands in terms of all content that involves Green Cost. So yeah, let's go ahead and slide over. And we're pulling up in PvP. We already know though, but yeah, let's just go ahead and have fun. We're going to be using Bond, Reinhardt, Arthur with Red Liz in the back. This is probably my favorite variation of the team, mainly because I don't have my Twigo SC6. So we're just going to settle for this one. I don't know why my CC is so low. I feel like my Holy Relics aren't equipped for some reason. Do I have Arthur's Holy Relic? I do not. That might be why. Alright. Well, let's just go and play a quick game of PvP while we talk about Bond. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. Like, we all know how he works and how much of a menace he is. So, you're about to see easy points from this man, like, actually. But it's okay. We all live under a rock sometimes. A goddess team. Okay, he out-CCs me. That's fair. The question is, how is he gonna react to my humans? He does have green Sario, so that is a problem. At the same time, though, I have a Reinhardt, so it's not really a problem. And I also have a Bond, so it's really not a problem at all. Alright, let's do this, you know, your typical Bond stuff. You stance with Arthur and then just get some ult gauge with somebody. I'm gonna choose Reinhardt since he got the start. And I also have his ult now because I just realized I merged. So this is interesting. Oh my god, he took a lot of damage. Arthur is just getting slapped up right now. Okay. Let's go for the... Oh, we got debuff immunity. That's not really the best thing ever. Let's increase HP. And then go for the Sario. 85k, he didn't crit, unfortunately. But it never will. Wow. That really didn't do anything. Or at least as much as I hoped it would. Wow, my Bond cards don't exist. But I have a 6/6 Reinhardt, so that just basically wipes. Unless he buffs. I might not kill if he buffs. Or, I'm killing Sario 100%. I don't know about Margaret and Liz. She's about to get the stats too, so Sario might get a decent heal out of this. I'm assuming that's a level 1. There's really no way to tell anymore. Going for my Arthur again. If he crit, I would have died. And he just healed. So let's go ahead and just wipe with him. Pop this with Bond, and then stance. Okay, didn't wipe, but it's fine. It's like this is the Reinhardt show. I'm not getting any Bond cards. Can I get a Bond card, please? Cool. Got a useless Bond card. He had his Tarmiel in the back. He has Holy Relic, but it didn't proc for Arthur, so I guess this is okay. That's a level 3. Still level 3 AoE? I just won't kill. I don't think it will. Good damage though, I guess. Not the worst damage I've ever seen. So let's go for the Margaret. Actually, we can get rid of Liz. Let's pop this, do that, and use the Flood card for more space. Didn't kill, unfortunate, but Bond should. Beautiful. He's gonna target Tarmiel, I'm assuming. Okay. Psst, Tarmiel's dead. That man just got eviscerated. If he is a 6/6 Margaret, we might be in trouble, but I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty safe, unless he's 6/6. Or 4/6, I believe, is when she gets the passive to nullify. I don't remember. Didn't kill Bond. Love that. Okay, I am nullified now. This is okay, though. Because we can still stance. Because unfortunately, Nullified does nothing against stances, so this is actually so unfortunate for you. Because that's in the description, Nullifies don't affect stances. And you forfeit. Imagine, I went second and I ended up with full health at the end of that fight. Yeah, that's the Bond team for you. Like, yeah. We're not going to play another one though. We already know how Bond works. Let's just go to the analysis. And now, with PvP, we already know what's about to happen. It's the easiest scoring ever to exist, period. Bond's getting the easy 3 points for meta category. It's a no-brainer. He is taking over PvP. Him and Reinhardt together are just an actual problem. And they need to be stopped. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen in this lifetime. So, yeah, easy meta tier. Let's move on to Knighthood Boss. Or no, Deathmatch. We're moving to Deathmatch first. Now, when we talk about Deathmatch with Bond, he cannot do Original Demon. Like, pretty obvious. Mainly because the teams that center around Original Demon aren't very AoE friendly. On top of that, Bond, being an HP scaling unit, actually doesn't do that much damage to Original Demon. Like, it's kind of the same thing with Reinhardt too, right? Original Demon just doesn't take that much damage from HP scaling attacks. Reinhardt can clear it because he has pretty good single targets, but Bond can't for whatever reason. His kit is just not good for it. His ranged attack is only useful for phase 2, and he can barely push that part of the fucking phase. So the next best thing is gonna be his Crimson Demon, and since he's red and Crimson Demon, like, you'll just have to see, right? You'll just have to see. So let's go ahead and load into this deathmatch, and let's see if we can clear it. Alright, got big chungus falling from this guy over here. Alright, buddy, we're done here. Let me skip, please. Oh, right, that's still not a feature in this game. It's okay. I didn't want to skip anyway. The CC's pretty low because my Arthur doesn't have gear. I don't think he does, anyway. I think my other Arthur has the gear. But it's alright. This'll work. Since I'm using Work Best Bot, shout out to that man. Since he has a Gother, this will be a little more better for me, I guess. So we're just gonna try to save our Bond cards until like phase 2, phase 3. I would have buffed up, but nah, I think this is fine for now. I'll buff up next turn. And also, I got a Reinhardt star, so he definitely got a Gother star, so there's gonna be another rank up. Oh, I see. Eesh, alright. Bot just killed. My bad. Alright, this is... Well, he's probably gonna kill again. Do I trust it? No. So I'm going to buff up into the Reinhardt and Arthur, because I think the bot's gonna kill again. This is gonna be unfortunate if that's the case. Okay, he doesn't kill, but my Reinhardt should. Yeah, my Reinhardt's definitely killing. Level 3 buff a bond. Let's go crazy. And then my team is also, I'm using the Valentine lane in the back for her deathmatch passive, giving buffs 50% of the buff as extra stats. Okay, this is nice. We can use all the AoEs from level 1 to level 3, and I'm pretty sure we can kill here. Because I think the DM is going to do some decent damage, maybe? Like 71k, not bad for an AoE. And that's level 1, level 2, 139, and then the level 3, 223. Like, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's very like rough. I just don't okay, get him for the end, that's cool. I can I think my AI bot's gonna kill. With this, okay. This is fine. $84. Okay, never mind. He might not kill. Bond, get him! Get him, Bond! If it doesn't kill him, I have issues. And the old hits for 300k casually. He didn't crit a single hit. The Crimson Demon stats are crazy. But like, yeah, it's Crimson Demon. It's not really that complicated. So, when we talk about Bond and Deathmatch, again, just to clarify, he cannot do Original Demon. You can try, you will not succeed. And so, he's not going to get the 5 points for that, or 4. He's not going to get the 4 points. So, next thing is Crimson Demon, and he can clear that pretty easily. It's just, well, I wouldn't say pretty easily. I'd say it's a little rough clearing Crimson with him. But again, the point of this tier list, that's not the point, is how fast he can clear it. The point is, can he do it or not? And the answer will be yes for Hell Demon. He can clear Hell Crimson, unfortunately. So he's going to get 3 points for Deathmatch. And that's about that. So we're going to have to move on to Knighthood Boss now. Yay. Now, when it comes to Knighthood Boss, he's only good at one of the Knighthood Bosses, and that would be Einik. Einik was one of those enemies where Bond team was just kind of cracked. I don't know why, but it just worked really well. I might be remembering this wrong. I don't think I'm pretty sure it was Einik, because yeah, Belgius, you want your things, Akumu, you want something. I'm pretty sure it was Einik. I'm gonna just go with that. It's either Einik or Akumu, but I'm 90% sure it was Einik. He has pretty good teams. You run the Bond, Arthur, Green, Jenna, or Zaneri, I mean, and then Twigo, and that was like the top team for this one for a while. It still is technically, but you know, gotta teams exist. But so when I say for Knighthood Boss, I would say he's good. I can't say he's meta, because for the one Knighthood he can clear, Goddess can score higher. Like, it's so stupid that they can even do that. But yeah, I can't really give him the meta tier. He's good for points though. I can say he's good for points. So I'll give him the good tier. Not meta though. It is what it is, man. But yeah, that's done. So let's move on to Demonic Beasts. Yes, the good stuff. And so when we get talking about Bird and Purgatory Bond, the team I ran was Magelda, Melly, Bond, Deanne. And Bond was basically like he was a DPS character and a support character. So how that worked for Bond specifically, Bond doesn't do anything crazy for the first round due to the fact that, I mean, he can get through phase 1, 2, and 3, but you know, for 4 you want to have those power strikes or just a very hard hitting character. And as far as we know, the only characters that you're good for that part are Trader Meliodas, Brunhild, any power strike unit really, and then like very rarely Rem, and what's the fucking one caricature? King? No, not King. King's power strike. It was someone else. I don't remember. But yeah, power strike characters, Melee or Rem. Those are the only ones that can really blitz. Oh, Brunhild. And those are the only ones that can blitz through phase 4 without having any problems. Bond, on the other hand, can't do that. So he has to get carried through floor 1, unironically. But due to him having the buff that he gives, he can basically give Melee 2 more buffs, which makes you pretty much guaranteed the hit, even at like level 1s, if you have your Miguel the Holy Relic, of course. Now, after floor 1 though, Bond becomes a real asset to the team. His buffs are doing pretty good on healing, and his attacks are doing pretty okay damage due to the all stat increase from Miguelda and his own HP increases. He's doing good damage. There's not really a point where he falls off at any moment in Bird, and he pretty much carries. I wouldn't say carry. Melee is the carry of my team specifically, but I can see him carrying through 4, 2, and 3, but just not floor 1. But now it comes to the point of how much score is he gonna get. So I'm gonna have to give him 4 points. I'm giving him 4 points. I would give him 5, but he's not out DPing Melee because he has an AoE compared to his single targets, and even still Melee's AoE is hitting harder than Bond. But I give him 4 points because not only is he a decent damage dealer, but he's also a really good support, so it kind of evens out, you know. Otherwise I would have given him 3 points for Bird, but yeah, again, it evens out. So he gets 4 for being good damaging and a decent damage, good support. That's pretty much how that's gonna work. And yes, that will be Bird. So let's move on to Deer. Now, Deer and Purgatory Bond obviously don't mash well. Bond has a buff card. He doesn't have 2 attack cards. And so you're getting cucked even harder by RNG. Now, when it comes to Deer, oh boy, this is going to be a good one. When it comes to Deer, Bond can clear it like pretty relatively fast, actually. But the problem becomes the RNG, like any other Deer run. If you don't get the right cards, you fucked. And since you got 1 less attack card for red units, you have to pull another red unit, like really, like you actually need to bring another red unit if you want to pull, or that's like the rule for any character that you're going to bring that only has 1 attack. You have to bring another character of the same element. So my team for Deer was Jormungandr, Bond, Freyr, and Millum. Yes, I did it with pretty OP teams, and he got very hyper carried compared to the other 2 DPSs, Millum and Freyr. But that's not the point. The point is, can he do 4-3? And the answer is honestly yes, but it's just very RNG dependent, and it's so RNG it's almost bad. Like, it's just not a fun experience. I wouldn't even recommend trying to do this with Bond, especially if you know your card RNG is just not good. So honestly, I can't do that to him, but I can do this. I will score him 3 points for Deer. I know it sounds a little bit scammy, like I understand, but you gotta think, bro. If you're really in a situation where you need to attack with a red unit and you pull 14 Bond buffs, you have to restart. So you're literally just screwed. And every time that happens, you have to restart, or you're literally screwed. And that's the thing about Deer. If their character doesn't have 2 attacks, they're just not good for Deer. Even if they're good damaging, like Bond. He's just not good, man, for Deer. He's a decent support. His heals will carry you pretty good because Jormungandr's heals aren't going to be enough. Unfortunately, Millum is just way too squishy on the team I used anyway. And his heals are going to be pretty good. But other than that, bro, his damage is actually sad. Freyr is out DPing him very easily, mainly because, again, he has a single target. Bond has an AoE, so his scale lower. But it's still, I don't recommend it. So I'll give him 3 points. And that's just that. So let's move on to Wolf. And this is going to be the easy one. There's really nothing to talk about here. Purgatory Bond, of course, because of Thonar's existence, isn't that good because Thonar buffs attack-related stats. Yes, he is benefiting from the crit chance, crit damage, and pierce, but he's not benefiting from the actual attack he's getting through Thonar passive. But regardless of that, Thonar's passive does basically guarantee crits with Bond, but it's just not that good damage because I think they have pretty high crit defense. Like, unless you're hitting them with a melee. I don't know why, but melee just hits like a truck when he crits. But anyone else just doesn't do anything. I guess it's just melee Otis things. But I would say he can be for one. I've done it. I used melee Freyr Bond in place of Liz because Bond can heal, and Thonar, and I was able to beat it, but it was just very hard. I mean, I get the reason, but it wasn't necessary. So I don't think this team can even compete in floor 2. I did not try it. If y'all can beat floor 2 with Purgatory Bond, hey man, let me know, because I didn't try that at all. I already knew it was just not going to be a good time. So I'm going to give him 1.4 Wolf, and that about wraps up the Demonic Beasts. So now let's go to the last segment of the video before we get to the tier list. And now to the last segment of the video. This is the miscellaneous category. In miscellaneous, we talk about if they're good in these 4 specific categories that exist in Grand Cross that don't really deserve a title per se, or like it's a tier of its own. So we have these 4 different categories: farming, being good in a specific lane, Tower of Trials, and Final Boss. And is Bond good at any of them? Well, he's good at half of them. I'll just leave it at that. He has a pretty decent farming build, I guess. He has an AoE that hits really hard at a one-shot. And doing it on auto doesn't use the buff that often, but he does use the buff like sometimes. So I guess it could be a little slower. But regardless, he has an AoE, a very strong one at that. So he is able to be a farm unit if you want him to. I mean, if you just want to get some affinity on Bond, you go for it, bro. You'll be alright. In terms of Final Boss, no. We have yet to get a Final Boss where Bond was necessary or mandatory. Or did we? I think Legendary Escanor did, actually. Yeah, there was a Legendary difficulty Final Boss that needed Bond. So actually, yeah, he does get a point there. So he gets a point for Final Boss. There is one of them out there that needs him. He gets a point for farming because he's not the best, but it's possible. You can use him. He gets a point for Tower of Trials, 3, because like you can pretty much AFK Bond with all the tower floors. And then last but not least would be being good in a specific lane, and that would be no. There's no lane that he excels at like someone else doesn't. Like sure, he's very good in PvP. Like nigga, half the festival characters are good in PvP. Reinhardt's probably better than Bond in PvP. Like, because on the Bond team, Reinhardt is the problem. Not really Bond. Reinhardt will destroy your team and then become immortal. So, like, yeah. So I can say he's God tier in one specific lane because there's people better than him in that lane. So I can honestly give him, he's the second character that's gotten 3 points in the miscellaneous category. That is fairly interesting. But regardless, I got all the tallies, we got the score. So I'm about to slide over to the tier list and let y'all know the results. So let's go over there real quick. Okay, and then we made it. So disclaimer, before I even tell you how Bond scored and where he is, I want to specify, again, this is a general use tier list. This is not a PvP orientated, this is not a deathmatch, no. This is every unit on this tier list has been judged for all content that's in Grand Cross, or like all major ones. I don't talk about what's this fucking face special dungeon because that's a no-brainer. You auto it. Training grotto, you auto it. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about stuff you actually have to do. And so again, this is a general list. This is not PvP tier list because obviously, right? If this is a PvP tier list, boom, 7 deadly sins rank, he just wins the game. But Bond is literally only good in PvP. So let's talk about his scoring. So with the points that Bond has, I already know, man. This is why I wanted to avoid doing Bond. Yep, your Bond, your favorite, all you human mains out there, you're gonna be very upset at this because y'all don't know how to pay attention and y'all don't understand that this is a general tier list, not a PvP tier list. Bond, as a whole unit in Grand Cross, is very good. He can cover in minute amount of content in the game, but there is one piece of content he excels at, which is PvP. He is literally the top dog if Reinhardt didn't exist. But yeah, he's the top dog right now, and he probably will stay there for another year. He's been top dog since release, and he dropped off maybe for like a month or two, and then came right back when Reinhardt dropped. So he's not going anywhere in PvP. But in terms of other content, Deathmatch, Training Grotto, I mean, I guess Training Grotto doesn't matter. Like Deathmatch and Knighthood Battle, it's a lot, bro. Like, he's fallen off in Deathmatch. He never was good at Deathmatch, so I can't even say he fallen off. He's just not good at Deathmatch. He fell off in Knighthood Battle because Goddess Team exists. He fell off of like majority of the content that isn't PvP. So like in Demonic Beast battles, he's just not doing the most crazy damage because HP scaling does nothing to them for some reason. But besides the point, that's enough rambling, right? What is his score? His true tier is not 7 Deadly Sins rank. He is not S tier or S plus. He is not S plus or S. I can't speak. He's not 7 Deadly Sins. He's not S plus. He's not S. He ended up with a total of 18 points. And 18 points on my rubric puts you top A tier, almost S tier. And yep, I'm just slide him right there. He is right in front of Lolly Merlin. Lolly Merlin has 17 points. So he's literally top of A tier right now. And that's about correct. I'm not going to change it. And I don't want to hear no complaints, man. This isn't a PvP tier list. If you thought this was a PvP tier list, then go somewhere else because it's not a PvP tier list. So screw off. I love my life. But yeah, he's A tier, right in front of Merlin. There's no competition. No one else has 18 points. Only he does. So it's pretty much clear there. So yeah, this is a tier list, and we will see y'all later. Reinhardt is still at the top of the tier list at S+. No one's in 7 Deadly Sins rank yet, unfortunately. But I think someone will get there eventually. Maybe when Melly gets a relic. Or I'd cover Tarmiel or something. Regardless though, I will see y'all in the next video. It might be a geared video. Who knows? I need to go play some gear for ReZero team, you know? So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next piece. What did I just say? I don't know.